So yeah, what was the record label? It's called. What was it? I'm going to see if I can remember. Beats, row,
Root.
roots,
Yeah,
beetroot,
beetroot.
like a beetroot.
Ah, just got that.
You've only just got that now.
No, I think I got it a while ago, but I forgot.
And now it's just
But
come
then
back
it's just
again.
like, yeah, I've been sleep deprivation over the last 3 years. I've been robbed of many things, and beetroot has been one of them. Yeah, I always thought of it like two separate words of like beet and root, which is how they. Yeah, so Beetroot Records. I was again do reputation. It's one of the things I do love about like music, and I've talked to a few students about recently. Is like the whole thing of like, oh, I've got a mate who plays that, like, or I'm not available, but my mate will deck for me, or like the
Yeah.
reputation thing of like word by mouth is really, really powerful. It gets you a lot of gigs. So I got contacted. I can't even remember by who to do some. Was it backing vocals? Backing vocals initially, and then they found out I played the flute, and then it was like, oh, do you want to play flute on this EP?
Right.
So I basically got brought in to record an EP for one of the artists who was on Beetroot. It was called. Actually, no, was it John? I think it was for the artist John McEwen, but he was also in a band. He fronted a band called Hero.
Right.
Let's just say it, worst band name ever.
Well, I don't know. I've heard worse ones than that, Jen. I
Top it.
can't remember it like on top of my head now, but I normally ask people about like they're like teenage band names, and guaranteed like 95% of the time it's just the worst. The worst. But I mean, Hero's pretty poor, not very offensive.
But they were lovely guys again. But yeah. Anyway, so I got brought in to do an EP and with their artists, and then it was a strange thing, really, and again a learning curve that especially like independent record labels. They need to have money coming in from somewhere.
Yeah.
So you often get private investors or private owners, or just not a lot of money, really. You do it for the love of it. And the artist was also a private investor.
Okay.
So him and his partner actually bought Beetroot Records and restructured it. And in the restructure, I happened to kind of be between jobs, and they were like, "Hey, Jen, come and work for us." Which I'm really grateful for, and it was actually a really exciting time because they had some like really cool offices in Camden, and I'd done a fair bit of admin and kind of geek out a bit on organisation and stuff, and I don't know, I was I was quite a excitable little puppy. It was like just really keen and eager to just I'll do work and whatever. So I ended up working for them alongside recording for them as well, and then so it worked kind of quite nicely hand in hand with session musician stuff, and then,
right.
Yeah.
So what were you doing? Is it just admin stuff?
It was admin.
Management.
It was admin to begin with.
Right. Okay.
And then I'm saying this with a laugh. I basically like. Oh, I don't like using the B word, BOSSY, when referring to, well, just generally referring to girls particularly. But I was that. I can be quite like, I take initiative, and I had good kind of management skills and stuff, and we brought a few other people in, and he basically promoted me and said like, "Jen, I want you to manage the label."
Right.
So
okay.
again, I had no idea what I was doing. But actually, I do look back on that and go, I think I did a pretty fine job.
Yeah.
So we there was a small team of us. Two of us were musicians, another one was a drummer, and he did A&R alongside session drumming as well. And yeah, our job was to like build up an artist roster. So we had quite a fun time, like basically going to loads of gigs in London, trying to like scout bands and bring them on to the label, which in my time that I was there, we never succeeded in doing. We had a few.
I thought you said you were good at the job.
I was good. Well, it was very organised. Well, we had John. We had John on the label.
Yeah.
So I managed John's album campaign.
Right.
And so I had to learn how the hell do you get someone to do artwork for a label? And then how do you organise streaming and distribution and then radio, and I actually, don't ask me please because I can't remember, but I had to learn how to do that from scratch, and I'm with this small team, and and we brought on a guy to do like, it's basically do our digital management and website and stuff, and I can't remember. And we put out an advert, and we brought in a guy. I won't say his name because I don't want to embarrass him, but he's now working for Warner Brothers, like pretty high up, and that was his like first job in like record. And I'm quite proud of that. And he was a really decent guy and really bloody good at what he did as well. So and then obviously I've gone on to do what I've gone on to do, and our A&I guy, I think, is still like session drumming and stuff. So it was a tiny team, and we nearly got Anna Calvi. Have you come across Anna Calvi?
I've heard of the name.
Look her up. She's really amazing.
What's the vibe?
The vibe is 3-piece.
Yeah.
Electric guitar led front woman. Electric guitar more a soundscape than like melodic, like lead rhythm instrument. And drummer and percussionist, and lots of like. I think that she had what's that, steel pan drum.
Oh yeah.
I think she played one of those, and she's got a really big voice, Anna, and lots of kind of like droney, like drawn out sides, but quite like edgy and rocky as well. And percussive. I thought there's quite a lot of vibe there going on.
That was like one of the best descriptions of a band that I've ever heard.
I'm a real musician.
Yeah, like whenever like I ask people like, oh, I've not heard that band, what they like, they're like, oh, it's like kind of like indie rock or something.
Bit like Oasis. But not.
That was so. I could almost hear it in my head, Jen. That was wonderful.
Well, now you have to go and listen to it, and you'll go, yeah, it doesn't sound like that.
Nowhere near.
I was a big fan of Anna, actually, and I couldn't tell you why we didn't. I remember being very frustrated why we didn't manage to get her on board and stuff. So we nearly had her. I basically got to the end of the year, and I guess it's all kind of like relevant into what I'm doing now, and suffered massive burnout, massive like living in London. I think I was on like a 7th year living in London. Working hard, partying hard. Not earning a great deal, and a bit of kind of like, actually, I'm not really sure, and the very like industry all the time, and having to learn to do a record label management job on my own from scratch with no kind of like professional mentoring or support or direction or anything. No disrespect to Beetroot and to the guys who took me on, because it actually was an amazing opportunity, and they supported me as best they could. So I decided to take some time out, and I got signed off sick by my doctor with stress and anxiety, and took a bit of a sabbatical, in inverted commas, back home up north. So I came back to spend some time with my parents, and actually realised it was what I really needed, was to step back.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast to catch up on new episodes every week. Also, check us out on our Facebook and Instagram at RecRooms, where you can find out about our other exciting music series. We also have this and all our other episodes of the podcast up on our RecRooms YouTube channel for your viewing pleasure. See you next time.